Hello everyone, Danielle Walcott here. But we're going to be making a do-it-yourself lighted chandelier that I'm very anxious to share with you. How many times have you looked on these wedding sites and in these bridal books, and you see these lovely chandeliers with these looming crystals just hanging with the light just ever so delicately reflecting off of them? Well, today I'm going to show you how to make one of these chandeliers for yourselves using mostly about 90% Dollar Tree materials with, of course, some crystals that you will have to get elsewhere. I will place those links in the description box below, but without any further ado, let's get started. For this project, you will need 4 of these candle holders. You will also need 2 of these LED push lights. You will need 1 of these decorative plastic platters and 1 of these decorative glass bowls. You will need a roll of bling wrap, and all of these aforementioned items came from the Dollar Tree. You will also need an assortment of crystal garlands. I'm working with 2 decorative types today, and I will place those links in the description box below. And of course, you will need flowers, any color scheme of your choosing. You will need, of course, your handy dandy tools. And for this project, we will be working with a soldering gun that is going to help us to poke the holes in the plastic using this sharp attachment. All right, let's get crafting. So the first thing we're going to do is affix our candle holder, to our glass bowl. And the reason why we're doing this is we're going to be creating a base for our chandelier to stand. And so the first thing that we have to do is affix one of these glass candle holders to this beautiful decorative bowl. And we're going to do this by using E6000 glue only. That means, my darlings, that we are going to, or you are going to, when you're recreating this, have to work on this project in stages in order to give that glue a chance to dry. And so just using my E6000 glue, I'm going to affix this right at the crown of that bowl, of course, having turned it over. And once I have done so and found my placement, I am going to set this portion of our base on the side to dry, and I will give it anywhere from 12 to 24 hours. Then the next thing we're going to do is take these 2 candle holders, which is going to be again a part of our chandelier, and I'm going to affix those 2 together, and then that other one I'm going to place on top of the candlestick that we're waiting to dry, that is on top of that bowl. And so again, just going in only with the E6000 glue, setting the other candlestick upside down on top of it, making sure by using the beveled edges that those 2 candlesticks are lined up congruently, exactly alike. And then we're going to set those 2 candlesticks to dry. The third one, we're going to wait until that bowl is dry so we can affix all of them together. And so the next thing that we're going to do in preparing for our lighted chandelier is we're going to make some holes in that little decorative lip of our platter. And to do this, I am going to be using my brand spanking new soldering gun that I got online, and I'll be sure to leave that in the description box for you. And so just making sure that that soldering gun has turned on. I have mine set to 350 degrees, and I'm using the point pointed attachment that came with it. All I'm gonna do is, following the pattern that is already on that lip, I'm just gonna poke holes, and as you can see, like butter, it is a very smooth process. And just continuing this process, going all the way around until I have continued and made all the holes I needed to, coming right back around on the back side. And if you can see, my holes are nice and situated. All right, so now that we have made our holes, what we're going to do now is affix our crystal garlands to that platter. And as you can see here, I'm going in with alternating patterns. And to do this, of course, I pre-measured, and I realized that I needed only 21 gems to get the length that I needed. Now note, I did not count the rings that attach these gems together. I only counted the gems itself. And so alternating them, one pattern, the next pattern, one pattern, the next pattern, until I got all of the crystal garlands that I needed. And now just going in, making sure to use your nails to open those rings as best as you could. I promise you, it is an easy process once you figure out your style, or once you figure out how you're gonna get it done. Eventually I did, but at the cost of my 2 thumbnails, but it's okay. I got it done. And all we're gonna do is continue around the circumference of that platter until we have affixed all of our crystal garlands. I'm gonna continue working, and then I'll come back to show you what that looks like. All right, so here we have the top of our chandelier with all of our crystal garlands. Now, what we are going to do here now is turn this platter upside down over on itself. Now, mind you, because we're working with rings, some of those crystal garlands will or may tangle up one on the other, but that's okay. It's very easy to untangle them. But what we're going to be doing now is placing our push lights. This is the mechanism that is going to give our chandelier that elegant, luxurious LED light that we see so often in these commercial lights that they sell for what, $200, $300, $400, $500 and up. And so just going in with my bling wrap to make sure that these lights are just not underneath there, you know, doing nothing. We got to fix it up a little bit, decorate it a little bit so that we're working with a complete project. I'm just going in with my E6000 glue, and I'm going around the circumference of that light to make sure that if that light is visible, it too is seamless and it fits with the decor of this chandelier. Once we have affixed that bling wrap down, or around rather, that light, then we will affix those lights to the inside or underneath of our platter. And if you have not worked with these push lights before, you may not know, but they come with an adhesive that's already stuck to it, kind of like double-sided tape for my teachers, if you know, and you just peel that off and you stick that to the plastic container. Now, if you want to make this a more permanent fix, you could also go in with some E6000 glue. And what I'm going to show you, that even though you peel and you affix that light to that plastic, you still will have accessibility to your batteries, so you will be able to change your batteries out once they die, or if they die, and this project will last you a long time. And so if you see here, I am going to turn them on, show you that they work, and then I'm going to show you with one of them how it's just quickly a turn. If you notice, the back stays, the top half of it comes off with the batteries. Pop those batteries out, put some more batteries in, lock it back in place, and there you go. So our chandelier is now lighted. Now what we're going to do here now is complete our base and stem for a chandelier. And as I promised you, we are now going to take that one candle holder that was left out like the cheese stands alone, and we are going to glue him to his partner using E6000 glue and just a little bit of hot glue so that we can continue working. If you're doing this project at home, I would recommend only using the E6000 glue, because sometimes what that hot glue done is allow your glass maybe to get crooked if it is not squeezed all the way together. And so now that we have placed that lonely candle holder with its partner, we're going to go in with our second set of candle holders and place them on top of the first two that are already there. And then once we have done that, what we're going to do is, yep, you guessed it, put those or that base, that foundation on the side so that it can dry. And like I said, I would possibly leave it for maybe about a good 12 to 24 hours. The longer you leave it, 24 to 48 hours, the stronger that bond will get. But for my purposes, I'm just going in with some E6000 glue and some hot glue to ensure that I can continue filming this video and completing this project, of course, for you to see. And once we have affixed those candle holders all together, it is just a matter of waiting for them to dry so that we can continue. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to be giving you one option with which you can use this project. I actually made two of these as I'm preparing for an event that's coming up. I have to make 5 of these for that event. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how you can affix flowers to this using your floral sponge, but not making it necessary a permanent fix. And so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to go in with some Velcro strips that I got from Lowe's, I believe it is. And these Velcro strips luckily have adhesive on the back of them. So really all you have to do is put down your Velcro strips, one on either side, one on your platter and the corresponding side on your floral foam. And then what you can do is, as you will see me do, you will be able to place your flowers on it for an event if you so choose to use flowers one time. If you wanted to do something different the next time, you could, because all you would have to do, pull your flowers out, pull your floral foam off, take your Velcro strips off, put them back on the little piece of plastic that I'm taking them off now, as you can see, and you can go in with another idea. So this project is very versatile, and in the outro you will see one with flowers and of course one without flowers. And so now that I have affixed my Velcro pieces, I am going to show you that once you place it down, it is set, it is stuck. Now, yes, I pull a little bit too hard, and so they came right off. The Velcro stayed attached to the Velcro, and the adhesive came off of the foam. But, my darlings, it is a good thing because it shows you that this is not a permanent fix. It's not going to stay attached to your floral foam, and that floral foam will be able to be reused time and time again. And so just continuing this process with that one and going in with its partner on the other side, just using those Velcro strips to do the same thing so that we will have a full base with which we can affix those lovely, beautiful flowers that we got from Hobby Lobby. Of course, if you wanted to make this an entire Dollar Tree DIY, you could get your flowers from there. But again, as soon as I saw these flowers, I just knew what I had to do with them. And so just continuing this process as I go, putting them down but I just want to show you how easy this process is so that you can know that it is not going to be a permanent fix, and you will be able to go in and change things up as you see fit if you wanted to have another topper on your chandelier. And here we go. And there is the base for your flowers. And then once I do that, I'm gonna start placing my flowers. Look at how lovely and beautiful and large those roses are. And then I'm just gonna continue this process as I go around the base of that floral foam and then continue to fill in the top and the sides. All right, so here is our floral base, or sorry, our floral arrangement on top of our chandelier. And so I'm just going in with my E6000 glue, preparing the adhesive for where the top of our chandelier is going to sit. And then I'm going to ever so carefully split those acrylic gems to make sure that they're not getting stuck on that glue. And all I'm doing now is finding my placement, making sure that the top of the chandelier is sitting flush right smack in the middle of that base. And it might take some time because I'm working upside down. But once I have found my placement, what I'm going to do is press it down a little bit, adding some pressure to it to ensure that it's going to stay in place right where it's set. And so now what I'm going to do is clean this up, get rid of my glue fronds, and then I'll be back to show you guys the finished project. So here it is, my Danny's darlings, our completed project. Here I am, I'm showing you two options, the one that we just created with the flowers on top, and the second one, or rather the first one I created that I have left to its own devices. So here you can see you are able to decorate these chandeliers as you see fit, or even just leave the chandelier in its natural form, allowing it to stand in its beauty for itself. And so as you can see, our chandeliers are turned on. There is light coming from our two LED lights that we have fixed to our plastic platter. And what I also did after I thought about it, I took another one of those LED lights and I placed it underneath that glass bowl. So you have light shining from above, you have light shining up from below, and then all of those crystals are reflecting that beautiful light. I mean, these pieces are simply gorgeous. I must say, I think this is one of my favorite projects that I have done this far. Listen, you tell me, what would you do with these chandeliers? Would you use them for a bridal ceremony? Would you use them at a formal event? Would you make one and simply just put it on your bedside table? I am curious. Please be sure to leave me some comments in the comment section below. And not only that, please be sure to like this video. Let me know that you liked it, and I would appreciate it so kindly. Lastly, to my Danny's darlings, I thank you guys for the comments, the questions, the love, the support as we continue to grow our DIY community. And for those of you who maybe happened upon this video, we would just collectively ask you to humbly consider joining our DIY community as we continue to learn and grow from each other and craft together. My darlings.